Quick update, the showcasing of the books will probably be around next week or the week after. There's been some issues with the productions and some delays, which I'm not gonna get too deep into, but just letting you guys know it's coming, the video. I haven't forgotten about this. But thanks so much for the support, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, please feel free to join the Discord server. We could use new members and more people to build, because I'm trying to grow a community. This is the ultimate plan for the project, to have a big community. So the more people the merrier, and it will be awesome. Now let's get started. So, as a long time returning Sonic fan, I feel like I need to give a few I think I need to give a few takes on certain things. For example, and which is the obvious elephant in the room here, the Sonic X Shadow generations and how I feel about this. And to be honest, you're not gonna be surprised when I say I'm hyped. This is it's the first time in a long time since I've been hyped as a Sonic fan for a Sonic game. A returning Sonic fan, mind you. And to give in more perspective for the people who are viewing this video and watching my channel to kind of understand, yes, I used to be a Sonic fan back in the days, and then I stopped. But did I really though? And here's where the part comes where it's getting funny here. Because I did tell myself and this channel I stopped being a Sonic fan. I was done associating with its franchise. I was done associating with everything that evolves around the character. And it's funny because when I said these things back then, it came from a place of hurt. I guess you could say that. Because when I did my first video on YouTube, when I made my first video, it was actually a rant. My top 10 worst Sonic characters video, which did not age well. And frankly, I did a reaction to this, so I'm gonna post a link down below in the comments if y'all want to check this out. But this particular video, I was literally bashing every single character just because Sonic Forces happened. And what makes this even more, I guess, funny is the fact that this video wasn't even a valid criticism. It was just, I'm going in on Sonic Forces, and the only character that I really particularly went really in on was Shadow. And Sonic kind of with Lost World and Boom, but I didn't really mention that much at all. I think it was more Shadow. And what made I used to hate this character, Shadow. I know I had a mix between disliking the character but also trying to understand the character, because when I first played Sonic the Hedgehog, the actual game, the first game of Sonic the Hedgehog I ever touched, aside from Mario and Sonic the Olympic game 2012, which is still peak, the best Olympic game out of all of them. I don't care what nobody says. 2012 cannot be touched. That was prime. You had like the London party going on, you had like the sticker, you could walk around, you had these quests. It was perfect. It was perfect. They need to return that. But first Sonic game was Sonic Colors. Yeah. Sonic Colors was the first ever Sonic game I actually touched. And I think I was 12 years old, 11 or 12 when I had the game and the Wii. That game was peak. It was peak. I can't even count how many times I replayed the story mode or just watched every single cutscene, just because that game was a masterpiece on the Wii, of course. And don't worry, I'll get to Sonic Colors Ultimate, because there might be a separate rant about this too, but let's put that aside. So Sonic Colors was the first game I done touched. Then I went from there, because I had the Wii U, I couldn't play Sonic Unleashed, unfortunately, because back then I didn't have the PlayStation. And I could have had a better experience on the PlayStation because I had the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, and no, I'm sorry, no. So we going straight from Sonic Lost World, the Wii U. That game was kind of made. I'm not gonna lie, that game was made. It was aight, but I mean it was the same rehash. The final boss was yo. If you're a Sonic fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mean it was the same bullshit. The only thing that was interesting were the Zeddies, and not even all of them. I liked the first guy, the Tots, Master Zitz, I think, and Savok. Them three were the only ones interesting. The rest were fucking garbage. After Sonic Lost World, this is where the dark days of Sonic as a whole franchise came. And y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all owned the Wii U, y'all know exactly which game I'm talking about. Yes, Sonic fucking Boom. That game, the atrocity, that this shit was, like I said in my top 10 Sonic worst characters, like I pictured it, that game was straight cancer. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. That game was ass. That was ass. Ass. It was horrible. It was the worst thing that the Sega has ever released. The Nintendo DS version was aight, mid, but still, from a story point perspective, from the gameplay perspective, all of it was trash. All of it. The only thing that redeemed the Sonic Boom series in itself was the TV show. And even that, I don't find none of this shit funny. I didn't find none of this shit funny, bro. When I did eventually get the PlayStation, I also played Sonic 06, which I played Sonic 06 any day before I touched Sonic Boom. Real shit. I will never, ever, ever even consider Sonic Boom a Sonic game. But back to my point, I already did a breakdown on Shadow the Hedgehog, so if you guys want to check that out, it's on the R2 Stay video. There you will have a full breakdown on how I felt about the character and how I feel now. This video is how I return as a Sonic fan, and it's because of Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers saved, to me, what was left of the franchise that ruined itself. Because Sonic Forces and Sonic Boom, that was just a nail in the coffin. But when Sonic Frontiers happened and Sonic Prime, and I watched some clips of Sonic Prime, I didn't watch the series. Maybe I'll watch it this year because of the Year of Shadow, so it makes sense, maybe I'll watch it. But Sonic Frontiers hit different. An open world Sonic game. That already was needed. We had Sonic Lost World, but that was just not. Like a literal open world, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 kind of way of open world. We needed that. And done way better. And I think Sonic Frontiers has done that and beyond that way better. So that is already the props that I'm giving Sonic Frontiers. The soundtrack. Yo, I got some of the soundtracks in my playlist, bro. The heavy rock, my favorite is Find Your Flames, by the way. That's my favorite out of the whole Sonic Frontier soundtrack. Find Your Flames, Undefeated is also pretty good. That's my third favorite. I think it's kind of overhyped because of the memes. Breaks Through It All. Breaks Through It All is my second favorite. Yo, they straight up cooked. And the combat, that was also needed. Because the only time I saw Sonic ever throwing hands like legit was in Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Or in Sonic Forces. We're not counting Sonic Boom. That was some bullshit. Yes, he threw hands too. But fuck that shit. Overall, I'm giving the game a props, a 8 out of 10. And now we have Shadow X Sonic Generation. That just literally has me hyped. Sega, as I stated in my Art Tuesday video, is finally redeeming Shadow the Hedgehog as a character. We even got an anime fucking episodes. We get an anime episodes. And I already saw the first episode to the recording of the video. Yo, just they cooked. They are cooking. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm simply loving it because they putting in so much heart and effort and trying to fix the mistakes they did in the past. Not even fix it in a way of fixing it, but they're like retelling the story, but for a more modern audience. And I like the way they're doing it. Sega is legitimately trying its best here. They're at its prime. You have Sonic Prime. You have Sonic the Hedgehog 3 that I'm watching it. I am watching the movie. The trailer was fire. Like straight up, it was fire. And they just adding character. They're giving the character the complexity and the storytelling they deserve. For example, Shadow, which is an obvious example. But I feel like they're also gonna give Sonic more of a better perspective on what his character's supposed to be. Because yes, we already know what Sonic is about. But I feel like in the Sonic X Shadow Generation storytelling, they're gonna give it more than just it's a Sonic anniversary. I feel like it's gonna be a kind of a cool collab to see how their friendship is pretty much going and their rivalry also. So that's always a W. And yeah, it's awesome. Now all we need, or all I need, is silver.